Okay guys, I'm back again. I'm not going to introduce this. I'll just say the last few words because you've probably heard the other one already. Continuing the saga, Genesis to genocide. I just finished one video and I'll just carry on. The introduction of almost 100 so-called new genders is a deliberate attempt at confusing the very infantile and most vulnerable amongst us. We're all controlled, sitting back and awaiting those leaders to outstretch that hand to feed us, to nourish our greed, though none of us dare bite it. We're all getting high, stuffing our faces, getting drunk, shopping for crap we do not need. Kids and adults glued to computerized, mesmerizing, mind-numbing, dumbing games that then steal our intelligence. And we welcome this crap. We depend on it, and we find we cannot live without it. The Matrix has replaced our asylum. It's a struggle to have to watch as this evil game plays itself out. All I can do is try and awaken those people whose eyes remain wide asleep. I watch everything turning slowly into shit. I have no power to halt any of it. I can't force people to listen if they refuse to. I can't force people to cease their own fleecing. All I can do is watch as it unfurls and refrain from the I told you so's. This human inhumane slaughterhouse has no walls, no ceilings, nor boundaries. It offers zero protection, whilst at the same time seeming most inviting. No one recognizes it as being a slaughterhouse, but I assure you, it is. Constant microwave bombardment fills the slaughterhouse full to bursting with Wi-Fi. Everything then becomes wireless, including us. We are now deemed wireless, thanks to us having more than our fill of heavy metals and all the other toxic crap. We have become a main link in this radioactive chain. The microwaves interact with these toxic metals that fester systematically in us all. Brains slowly but surely being fried. Microwaves are destroying our reproductive systems. All of this is easily proven through simple research. Go to apple666.org and look at the iPad design, known to cause sterilization in humans young and old. It's all patented and registered. This 666 wireless system is in schools and deadly to our cell structure. I see millions of people staring down at devices and none looking up and around. The next generation of wireless is being rolled out and broadcasts in the millimeter wave frequency, 60 gigs upwards, which means we are in an open air microwave oven environment. It is a weapons system and was developed specifically for and by the military, and it's going to be everywhere. And I'm going to add something in here. I wrote to my MP. I did a Zoom with him, and he said 5G is perfectly safe. He worked for EE. He said so on the Zoom thing with all of the constituents hearing him. Oh, it's safe. It isn't. If you study this, it isn't. If you listen to Joe Imbriano, who's an American nutcase Christian who doesn't go to church, well, not the churches they have there, he'll tell you the same stuff, only better, because he's a science educated person. I've only studied briefly, but I keep learning more. So carry on with this. It is a weapons system, I'll repeat that, and was developed specifically for and by the military, and it's going to be everywhere. There'll be no escaping this weaponry. It will create all kinds of illness once the transmitters go in. Fortunately, Hawaii and the UK are at war, so they had to withdraw. So we're behind. Oh, good, great. But no doubt they'll get somebody else to roll it in. So we have to keep on learning before they do roll it all in. I mean, roll it out, roll it in, set it off, make it work. They don't like trees. I mean, Wi-Fi keeps transmitting stuff. So keep your trees, don't let them cut them down. It's going to be everywhere. There'll be no escaping this weaponry. It will create all kinds of illness once the transmitters go in. The frequencies can easily be toyed with, and believe me, those in control will not think twice about toying with us. Everything is now turned against us. It all turns to shit in the end. This is beyond science. This tech was developed decades ago. None of it is recent. Remember, they test everything to destruction before they tell us anything. Second generation, new spectrum wireless 5G. My mobile people promote that, but don't have it, is an area of the electromagnetic spectrum that is known and shown to be deadly to human health. It is also deadly to wildlife, and when switched on, causes other life forms to switch off. Birds disappear, insects are long gone, even trees succumb to die-offs. It is proven beyond all doubt that this Wi-Fi destroys the body's vitamin D production. Again, all this is researchable and provable. 5G will give you debilitating ailments. Electromagnetic exposure is to become a new disease, and it'll reign supreme. And guess what? They already have a vaccine in waiting. We are, for the best part, mindless to it all. We reside in a mind-controlled facility under a weaponized, militarized, aerosolized sky. It is now time to do or die. 5G! Everything is carefully controlled. Everything is meticulously planned and by design and going swimmingly to plan. The people at the top know what they want. We at the bottom can but guess. Remember, those at the top, those in true control, love to feed on weakness, our weakness, because their strength is our weakness. We have to break their habit of feeding our need for greed. The New World Order plans are marching stealthily towards success. Nobody has a clue that we are living a real nightmare. Try as we might to make those in power listen, it all falls on deaf ears and averted eyes. People don't want to hear truth. They can't handle it, or they don't believe it. They wait till it's right in front of their face, until they're ill or dead. 5G is a quiet war via an invisible weapon, a weapon that we all unknowingly and unwittingly invited into our homes. The scientists behind this microwave weapon had its uses figured out long ago. They knew over 40 years ago that it could literally fry eyeballs. Again, this is verifiable through diligent research. Everything is admitted and patented. The worst sin of all, in my book, David Yates' book, which I'm reading, is cowardice. Over 42 years ago, experiments of microwaves on cells were carried out and perfected, then deployed as weapons tech on people. This high-spec military tech can now be found tucked neatly inside iPads. The iPad, in tests, is shown to be 25 to 50% effective in fertility reduction just from using this tech. Nobody wants to confront this. iPads are designed to sit neatly on laps around the genital areas. I struggled to sleep just knowing about this stuff, plus vaccines, chemotherapy, fluoride, and all the other crap. I was born with a conscience, and it won't allow me to rest whilst knowingly in a war zone. I say amen to that, because I've got to keep reading this book of David Yates until I get it out to you. Yes, you can buy the book, but not everyone can read. I mean, they're blind or something like that, or they have issues. So I have to read this book so somebody can share it with somebody who might gain something from it. I was born with a conscience too. I wish more people were. I was born with a conscience, and it won't allow me to rest whilst knowingly in a war zone. Laptops and iPads are kept smack bang where the depopulists need them, where there's lots of people in the cities, where there's loads of crap. Everyone wants one, so the advertising gears them up to want one. They don't know the dangers. It's not their fault. They don't know. No one's going to tell them. The 5G system, connecting everything to anything, everything to anything, and anyone was sold to us as faster speeds for gaming devices, faster TV and internet. Who needs these things faster? Who asked for faster? It's ultimately a weapon system and aimed at innocent children more than anyone. All ages are addicted and hardwired into this network without any fretwork. Digitalized spell our demise. 'Tis time to alight this last ride of our lives. Cell towers are upgraded with microcells and power systems that resemble shipping containers. 5-inch diameter cables, thousands and thousands of volts, all for 5 watts of power. Think about this commonly sense, all that tech for 5 lousy watts. The kill grid is almost complete. 5G is a war against the people, a war needing not one shot to be fired. Instead, we'll all be cooked alive, and all via invisible radio frequencies that we are already addicted to. A military construction of destruction. 2.4 gigs is the standard household system. 2.4 gigs is the exact frequency whereby water molecules begin to rotate on their axis. Just think about that. Think about how much water we are made up of. We are around 70% water. The designers of the 5G frequencies know this fact. 5G will saturate the entire Earth if we allow these killer frequencies to proliferate. The new frequencies being foisted on us will be 60 gigs upwards. Remember, 2.4 gigs boils water by rotating molecules on their axis. The new Wi-Fi, known as Y-gig, is 60 gigs upwards. 60 gigs is known to boil your blood cells the same way. Wi-Fi messes with water. 5G will screw with oxygen. 5G isn't a great traveller, so they will put up transmitters everywhere. Schools, churches, high buildings, hospitals, all where the vulnerable are. That isn't in the book. I know that from my own research. And they shouldn't ever be on a church or a school or a hospital. But that's where they'll put them, and they'll pay them to have them put up there because they always want charity. All of them. So they'll put it where the vulnerable are. So-called smart street lights will ensure that 5G has a clear run at and through anything in its path. That's why they're taking the trees down in cities and places. They're removing the trees because the trees block 5G. So soon there won't be enough trees anywhere, not where they want 5G. They'll remove them. Telephone poles, cell phone towers will be fitted with transmitters to ensure the smooth deployment of 5G Y-gig. We'll all vie to be the first in line to sign up for this. Smart. They're always advertising it already on the television. with EE, 5G. Smart equals secret militarized armaments in residential technologies. This is a secret stealth weapon, and you need to recognize it as your enemy. And in America recently, when they sent the children back to school, a mystery something or other knocked them out, made them ill, had to run out of the school. Some of them were affected for death, some terribly. And they brought people in and they couldn't tell them what it was. Schools have been weaponized there in advance. And a wonderful American guy called Joe Imbriano from the Fullerton Report, he has told and forecast this for years, not just new now, but he knows, and he's been telling them, and no one's listening there either. Some are, not enough. Smart equals secret militarized armaments in residential technologies. I've read it, but I'll read it again. This is a secret stealth weapon, and you need to recognize it as your enemy. Our blood is rich in iron, and that iron is vulnerable to the magnetism from frequency fields. This technology was tested in secret, spanning 40 years, and the studies have never been released. The perpetrators know everything that is coming to all life. We know zilch. Nothing. Remember this. No one's babysitting these weapons. Once they are switched on and their energy directed, our oxygen levels will be affected. Yours and mine and everyone's, whoever is near them. Wherever you live, if 5G is near you, you will be affected. Even going shopping, they can target you. When oxygen levels are affected, they can't bind with the hemoglobin in our blood. We are then unable to transport that oxygen to other tissues. Vitamin D production will cease. Despite 60 gigs being a weapon, no one will die immediately. That's very comforting, isn't it? From it, because it is deemed slow kill technology, like a cancer, except some of them are fast. An open air microwave weaponry system designed to debilitate almost everyone with new diseases. And hey presto, they'll just happen to have a vaccine ready. Can you see where all this is all heading? That's what the COVID-19 seems to be part of this. It seems like, as I'm reading this, it comes to mind. Again, this is yet another science-reliant, defiant plan for man. Quite simply because they know they can. This Wi-Fi tech is on buses and trains, in hospitals and schools, and most definitely coming to a street light near you. Thank God we haven't got many in this village, eh? Again, mainstream media won't tell you any of this. You'll only hear it here or read the book. 5G is for our detriment, not our betterment. 5G is an assault a massive crime against all life. We have a right to object to being radiated by this uninsurable, non-safety tested tech. It's true. Effects on life have yet to be revealed. The street lights with the antennas attached do not readily stand out. Have you noticed them? Are you even aware that street lights would even need them? No one seems. So the rollout goes unquestioned. These antennae are a target acquiring system, which means that they are specifically designed to target you, your home, your devices, and to steal your data. This is radar tech of the weapons grade. It's a spying device that will scan even the microchips in your pets. It'll connect and interact with every smart meter and appliance. Where's our privacy? Remember, this not only breaches our so-called human rights, it also breaches the Nuremberg Code. This is a battlefield interrogation technology that we are allowing into our homes. It is a known class 1 cancer-causing radiation system. The World Health Organization deemed it a carcinogen back in 2011. So, why are we seeing it popping up here, there and everywhere? It isn't an innocent lighting control management system. It's lethal to all life. Every peer-reviewed paper shows this tech to be a class 1 cancer causer. Not only cancers, but mental health is affected. Health issues across the entire spectrum are cropping up from off this weapons system. This tech was known way back to cause mental issues in the troops coming into contact with it. And it's the very same weapons tech you will be seeing on a street light near you. Okay guys, that's long enough for the second one. So it's addictive, this, learning this. I already know the stuff in this book, but when you read it, I think you all should buy the book. But in the meantime, if you want to, I'll carry on reading it for you. Alright, this is the book that I'm reading from. God bless and good night, and I don't know if I'm going to do another one now or tomorrow. Anyway, thank you for listening.